Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at Compass Comics Alien Alamo. This is issue number 1. This is a crowd-funded comic. This is by Graham Nolan. He was the artist on Batman for many years. He created Bane. And for whatever reason, I don't know the inside baseball. He doesn't really work in mainstream comics anymore, and he's doing his own thing. And he uses Indiegogo. And I got on his mailing list, and I am notified about comics that he makes. I got the Chinu, and I thought it was wonderful. It was just a great horror movie. This is Alien Alamo. It's like an action horror. This is really good. Like I try not to showcase comics I don't like. You know, I really like the fact that like I could buy directly from the creators, but it was $25, and I just don't see $25 comics being something that's going to happen for too much longer. Right now, it's kind of a novelty. So this was created, written, and illustrated by Graham Nolan, colored by Gregory Wright, lettering by Eric Weathers. And let's look at the indicia, December 2021. I just got this in the mail like a couple of days ago, and I opened it up and read. It came with stickers and posters, stuff like that. You know, the more people that back the comics, the more value you get, the more they throw into the package itself. So you're not just getting a comic. Like you get like coins and stuff like that. It's kind of fun, but ultimately somebody's got to make a company for all of these guys and just make regular comics, because $25 comics I can't afford to keep up, because more and more people are doing it, and they're good, That's the thing. All right, so let's just look at the setting. It was 1957. The world was changing. So there's a little boy in Texas. His dad's a rancher. His dad's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't know why I always get the letters wrong. And, he was a Marine in World War II, and he's on the farm. And to make matters worse, his wife died. So she had tuberculosis, and she died. So he lost his wife, the boy lost his mom, and Dad's kind of suffering in silence. He's a tough guy. And this is back in 57, so nobody wants to help you. And the boy's all excited because Russia launched Sputnik. And he looks up and he sees a meteor shower. Oh boy, look at that. So he wants to go out. And Dad, I want to go out and check. And his father's just sleeping on the couch, just moaning and groaning. You know what I mean? So the boy's like, Dad's doing it again. I'm going to leave him alone. So he hops on his horse. And look at the storytelling. Excellent storytelling. Grant Nolan, excellent storytelling. It helps that I just read the comic an hour ago, but just look at each panel. You could see what's going on. Perfect. I love the coloring. The coloring is really good. Lettering is excellent too. Just very good quality. My biggest problem with a lot of these crowdfunded comics has been that they're by artists, and the stories seem to suffer. The writing seems to suffer, but the art is always good. This one, it doesn't want to stay open. This one, it's a good story, good writing, great characters. I understand all the characters, and it just goes at a fast pace. So the next day, he looks, he's like, it's just a bunch of rocks. So he leaves, and the rocks start hatching. Dun dun dun. So kid's going out helping his dad with the chores on the ranch, fixing the fence. And this, I kind of dated a girl who was her family owned a ranch out west, and this is one thing we had to do, is go out and work on the fences. She said it's like that takes up like most of her time, just fixing up her fence. I don't know if that was something that they assigned her to do or whatever, but I was helping her. It's hard work, man, and especially when you're out in the August heat. So they're going out and fixed up the fences, and they find that the cattle something's eating the cattle. And then here's some memories of him going into caves and fighting the Japanese in caves in World War II. Oh my God, that just must have been so scary. So, wake up, Jap! And he's got a gun on his son, and his father's freaking out. His father needs help. And the boy is like, it's okay, Dad. And the father's ashamed of himself. That's not what you do. You don't pull a gun on your son when you're sleeping. And now they're going out investigating, and look, they're finding like these alien crabs are just attacking cattle. And they're like, oh, get some butter sauce. And then one of them sprays acid at him. Look at that. And I'm going to stop here. Why? Because you could get this. This is in demand. You could go to Indiegogo, look up Alien Alamo, and purchase it. And you could get some of his other, you could bundle it with his other comics and get a better price. But I know I usually showcase the whole comic, but this is brand new, and you know, this is paying the mortgage for Mr. Nolan's house and whatever, putting his kids in college, stuff like that. So I don't feel it's right to show off his whole comic. But I wanted to let you know. First off, I just read it, so I'm like all hype. I thought this was excellent. This would make a great movie. This would make a great popcorn movie. You know, alien invasion in the middle of Texas, great. Some great characterization. You know, it would. You know, easy sets, some CGI crabs. There you go. You got a whole movie. Good stuff. And the Chenoo was like almost like a bottle episode of in a house of a monster in the snow. The claustrophobia was really scary. And this is just the isolation. You know, it's two ranchers and their families going out and fighting against waves and waves and waves of these acid crabs. And it's really good. It's really good. Excellent storytelling. It's not his typical realistic art that he used on Batman. It's more cartoony, but it just worked. He did a good job. So there you go. That's Alien Alamo. I really liked it. I'm getting a kick out of all of these Kickstarter or Indiegogo comics. I think it's kind of neat to bypass the mainstream. It's kind of punk rock, you know, do it yourself, indie. Like in the 80s, like with a Minor Threat and Discord House, stuff like that. Build your own record labels. These guys are building their own stuff. The only problem is I just can't see shelling out $25 a comic for much longer. You know, as much as I like them, I'm a working man, you know. $25 for one comic is you know, I'm complaining about $5 DC comics. Granted, this is high quality, good art, good story. Look at that. It's a thick, almost graphic novel size, but still. Whatever. All right, so I'm starting Rebel, so I'll cut it short. I'm trying to keep it nice and short and sweet. And thanks a lot for spending time with me. Enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. It's snowing by me, so I'm spending a lazy day in my Batman Snuggie reading comics. Thanks a lot. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.